Well, Sbu, unquestionably, tomorrow is a big day, particularly on the political calendar. President Cyril Ramaphosa, he'll be before the state capture inquiry yet again. And we know that he's appearing in his capacity as the country's president. And I would imagine also to account for his time as the deputy president of the country.
That's correct, Kathy. It is a politically significant day tomorrow, given the fact that, as you would know, that the president's appearance also happens just exactly a month after his predecessor, former President Jacob Zuma, was incarcerated for exactly refusing to appear before this very commission. For him, where he defied the Constitutional Court. And of course, we know that the president last appeared in court, in fact, before the commission in April. Now, that is where he appeared in his capacity as the ANC president. And we do know that there are also some questions that he will have to answer, because there were some outstanding questions that he was asked by the Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. But I think the most crucial thing, though, coming from that evidence that he led in April, was the fact that he admitted, actually, he was quite candid in admitting that state capture took place. Now, this was markedly different from the evidence that had been led by someone like Gwede Mantashe, who's the national chairperson of the ANC. And we heard the president in April admitting to the fact that state capture had taken place, in his words, under the watch of the ANC, and that it involved some senior members of the organization. That was quite a candid admission on his part. And also we can expect, as you would know, that his actually approval, and I would say also his confidence as a leader, took a knock over the past few months when we saw that unrest in parts of the country. So I guess tomorrow is a significant day in that it is good for our country as a constitutional democracy, and it is good for the rule of law, where senior leaders, not just of the governing party, but also a president of the country, appears before a commission of inquiry. Kathy.
Well, staying with matters of political significance, tomorrow in Mangaung, the suspended Secretary-General of the ANC, Magashule, will be making his application to stand trial separately from the rest of his co-accused. That is a case that will also have significant political ramifications, particularly the outcome of that case.
Exactly, Kathy, and also given the fact that, again, this is the top administrator of the ANC, and the fact that he's appearing in court and on the same day that the president of the country is appearing before the Commission of Inquiry, it does send a message to observers, and I'm sure even to investors, that at the very least in South Africa, some of the things may be broken, but there is a rule of law, and leaders in South Africa, even someone like an Magashule, who has actually accused the prosecutorial authorities of cooking up the charges against him, he is still subjecting himself before the courts. And of course, Kathy, we do know that one of his contentions, while he may be arguing, asking that his trial be separated, we do know that one of his main contentions, actually, he went to court to ask the court that they force the NPA to hand over some crucial evidence relating to his very indictment. And part of that is I think the main issue there rests on the key witnesses. You would know that the NPA has said repeatedly that his former PA, Muruadi Cholota, will be their chief witness. And in his application before court, he is asking that the NPA be forced to hand over these very affidavits. It looks like that is one of the things that is contending. But obviously, it is a criminal case. You may be arguing politically, but it is a criminal case, Kathy, involving the 255 million asbestos case, where he is accused, where the NPA alleges that in his capacity as the premier of the province, he had centralized key tenders in his department. So effectively, those tenders that were awarded by the various departments under his government would have been decided in his office. So they are creating a web between him and the companies that eventually benefited from those very tenders. In this particular case, the 255 million asbestos case. And we do know that while all of this money was paid out, not a single roof was fixed or removed in that province. So those are the key stories, Kathy, that we will be carrying tomorrow, and all our teams at Newzroom Afrika will be at Bloemfontein, where the state capture commission will take place from exactly 9 o'clock. We will be there first thing, in fact, from 6 o'clock in the morning, as the president will be appearing in person. And also we will have our colleagues Malungelo Boy and Dumaole Mhlaudi outside and inside the courthouse in Bloemfontein. That's where the matter of the former Free State Premier and ANC Secretary-General Magashule will be heard. And with that, Kathy, that's all that we had for you today in politics.